My friend casually slid her milk carton across the lunch table and laughed, saying, "Girl, tell me I'm tripping because isn't that your face? And why does it say you're missing?" I rolled my eyes and grabbed it, ready to joke back, until I actually read the text printed under the photo. Alexis Morrow, age 17, last seen November 3rd, and my heart slammed into my ribs because November 3rd was today. And suddenly Brennan was pointing out the obvious, saying I was literally sitting right there, while Naomi picked up her carton and froze, whispering that mine was on hers too. And then Rhett checked his and said the same thing. And within seconds, everyone at the table was flipping cartons, realizing every single one in the cafeteria had my face on it. Kids asking why I was missing, Talia staring at me like I was a ghost, me insisting over and over that I wasn't missing and that this had to be some sick prank. Miles asking who would even prank with milk cartons. Juniper standing up and squinting at me before asking if this was actually me or just someone who looked like me, demanding proof. So I repeated a private conversation we'd had the day before about her breakup with Evan, which convinced her but only made things worse, because now everyone agreed it was really me and still couldn't explain why I was reported missing. Phones coming out everywhere, people taking pictures and videos, someone yelling that I was already trending, freshmen shouting that I was famous now for being missing, Naomi saying this wasn't funny and that we should tell an adult, me snapping back asking what we were supposed to tell them, that I was sitting right here eating lunch, until Miles said quietly that if I was officially missing while sitting in the cafeteria, then something was seriously wrong. And that comment made my stomach drop hard, enough that I finally waved over the cafeteria supervisor, who took one look at the cartons and immediately called administration, the principal arriving with 2 police officers while half the room filmed as they escorted me out. One officer asking when I last spoke to my parents, me saying yesterday morning before they flew out for their anniversary trip to an island resort, the officer pulling up the hotel and calling on speaker only to be told my parents had checked out 3 days ago on October 31st. Even though their reservation was supposed to last until November 10th, me insisting it was impossible until I checked my phone and realized the last text from my mom, "Having fun, see you soon," was timestamped October 31st. 4 days ago, another officer saying a missing persons report had been filed that morning by Laura Morrow, my mom, which made absolutely no sense. My phone ringing with her number and me answering immediately, her voice tight shaking, asking where I was and telling me to come home right now and not tell anyone. The officer taking my phone and identifying himself before the call abruptly went dead. Patrol cars following us to my house, which looked normal from the outside but was completely destroyed inside. Furniture overturned, drawers ripped out, blood smeared across the kitchen floor while I kept repeating that my parents were supposed to be on vacation. A detective pulling flight records and confirming my parents never boarded their plane. My phone buzzing with a video message showing my parents tied to chairs in a concrete basement, my mom's eyes swollen shut, my dad's face bruised beyond recognition, a distorted voice saying that I had something they wanted, another message claiming my father stole $500,000 in digital currency and that I had the access key even though I swore I didn't know anything about it, the detective checking my dad's work laptop and realizing he was a forensic analyst who'd been tracking organized crime money and had likely siphoned some during an investigation, another message warning us to stop, involving police followed by a photo of my mother's severed finger that made me vomit on the spot, the signal traced to an industrial warehouse, SWAT raiding it that night only to find my parents already dead, the messages pre-recorded, the phone calls staged, the milk cartons never a printing, mistake but deliberate, bait meant to flush me into public so I could be tracked, and now my parents are gone, the kidnappers never got the money they wanted, and I'm left staring at a cafeteria memory wondering who actually won when everyone lost.